Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Very excited. Today at 1 o'clock Eastern, we're going to get airborne with our industry-leading Full Throttle live trading and training sessions. If you haven't registered, all you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT, and obviously the FT stands for Full Throttle. You're going to get access to 3 live trading and training sessions this week, all on me. That's what the word free means. We're going to be talking about what's going on down in Brazil, China negotiations versus the United States. We're going to be talking about the macroeconomic data that are being released this week and whether or not this market's at a high and it's ready for a pullback. All of this we're going to be covering, and you get access to it for free by heading to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. Like I said, 1 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you register, folks, even if you're at work or you can't attend the live trade briefs, because we'll go ahead and send you the replays. Like I said, we're going to be covering our Brazil positions, very, very long-term bullish on Brazil. Bolsonaro, the Trump of the tropics, was up here last week visiting with the president, had a great meeting, and looking very, very bullish down there in Brazil. Really like what's going on down there. Brazil is the best stock market in the world right now, and we couldn't agree more. Trade negotiations, we have the heads of our 5 families overseas, Mnuchin, Lighthizer, Wilbur Ross, all those folks are over in China right now negotiating. And it really seems like we're trying to get down to the final finish here. Obviously, folks, I don't believe the Chinese are going to live up to anything that they agree to. As I'm speaking to you right now, they're stealing everything that's not nailed down. They're hacked into our maritime universities, stealing our submarine technology. They stole our Joint Strike Fighter technology. You name it, they steal it. And if you think they're going to change just because they sign a piece of paper, your call sign is going to be Neville Chamberlain. So the president's saying, hey, these tariffs are going to stay on for a substantial period of time. And he's right, which is good. I mean, we're bringing in more money to the U.S. Treasury than we ever had before. This is the first guy that's had the cojones to stand up to China and us getting screwed for decades. Kind of the American mindset has been, oh, we'll just kind of bow before everybody and let you stick it to us. That's not the way it's supposed to work, folks. So good on the president for actually standing up and putting America first. There's a foreign concept. Speaking of foreigners dump the most Chinese stock on record as the recent rally over there has fizzled. We're going to cover FXI today, Foxtrot X-Ray India. That's the iShares large cap ETF. We're going to talk about getting bearish on FXI in our 1 o'clock brief, as I said. Let me move this over to here. So stocks regained some ground that we lost yesterday. Yesterday was just, what an incredibly epic day for our nation with the Mueller report, Avenatti getting arrested. Just what an absolute clown car. And good on Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, getting ready to go after the folks who, this whole Mueller thing didn't, and the Russia collusion didn't appear out of thin air. Somebody did it, somebody approved it, and in my opinion, I think it goes all the way up to the top of the previous administration. So grab your popcorn. So U.S. stocks are gaining some ground after a little bit of a pullback here. Remember, markets take escalators up and they take elevators down, or in this case, back there in December, we took the window down. So a little overextended, and we're kind of in this quiet period before we go into earnings. So I think we're going to chop around here for a little bit, especially as the macroeconomic data come out this week, like consumer confidence. The Conference Board's consumer confidence number crashed the most since when? October of 2008. Does anybody remember what happened around October of 2008? You got it, man. So that's not looking too good. Tech companies. Tech companies haven't been this negative about a quarter in 6 years. A lot of tech companies are lowering their revenue guidance for Q1 earnings coming up in about a month. So getting a little hypoxic and a little nervous with the market up here, and we got to get ready for a potential pullback. But you know, folks, in the absence of just horrific bad news, this market's going to go higher. You have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. Not that I want a down market, but it just seems like we're way overextended and that the Fed really is dead. The Fed capitulated, couldn't be more dovish. And geez, I mean, Janet Yellen yesterday said we might even need a rate cut. Yeah, you heard me, a rate cut. Instead of raising interest rates like the Fed talked about back in October, they're actually talking, or the former Fed chief, is talking about cutting interest rates. Unbelievable, folks. We are in a very interesting scenario in the market, current market situation. And this week, I'm going to teach you a top secret tactic called a trudge. It's a trade that also serves as a hedge in case something goes bad. We're going to talk about volatility. Let's take a look at the VIX. Look how low the volatility index is. The VIX is down here at about 15, a 15 handle. Had a big spike, obviously, on Friday when the market imploded. But remember, folks, when volatility is cheap, you buy it. And when it's expensive, you sell it. Volatility is getting to be a little too cheap, folks. And it's a little, remember, down here in South Florida, you buy hurricane insurance when it's nice out, not when there's a tropical depression reported over the Bahamas. So this week, we're going to talk about volatility and getting long volatility and using that as a potential trudge in our portfolio, a trade that also serves as a hedge. Okay? So do me a favor, head to go.talkinoptions.com/FT. I got to jump. I got to go get ready for our 1 o'clock brief. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you in the briefing room.